Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on my program. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you are joining me from any part of the world, I thank you very much for your contributions on this channel. Please kindly subscribe if you have not subscribed, and also click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. In this channel, I bring information to your doorstep. I bring news from all channels, from every angle. Things that have to do about the world, things that have to do about Africa, more especially Nigeria. I bring it to your doorstep. Some information that you ignore, some information that you cannot be able to come across, I look for them, I bring it to your doorstep for you to see. Every video you see on this channel is for educational purpose.
Thank you so much for staying with us. My guest is a professor of obstetrics, gynecology, and physiology, American trained. He's former governor of Enugu State and a sitting senator, Chimaroke Naman. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
So let's start with the rush for PVCs by young Nigerians.
Thank you. Firstly, I must thank you for this opportunity to engage and convey my deep respect to your founder, High Chief Edokpesi. And of course, I cannot really do this without giving a shout out to my people in Enugu and the Ebanos.
Your constituency.
Yes. The rush for PVCs has to do with the youth, with the population out there trying to seize the moment, trying to take their destiny into their own hands, which is consistent with globalization and self-awareness. It's understandable.
Okay. Now, it's all about participating to be part of the 2023 electoral process. And there are permutations about the power trajectory. Where will it end up? How is it going to swing? What do you read out of it?
Well, you cannot discuss power trajectory in Nigeria without looking at the foundation, which is Nigeria's history itself. Nigeria is not an accidental nation. Nigeria did not just drop. Nigeria is a derived nation. Nigeria's nationhood derived on agreement by the contending African ethnic nationalities within the geographical area called Nigeria. So for you to establish that, you must do a historical review, going all the way to Lagos colony 1861, bringing you all the way to the amalgamation of the Lagos colony and the Southern Protectorate, the amalgamation of Northern Protectorate and Southern Protectorate 1940, and the various constitutional amendments: Clifford Constitution, Richard's Constitution, Macpherson Constitution, Little II Constitution, and Independent Constitution. And you must remember that by 58-59, Eastern region was self-governing. I believe Western region self-governing. I remember the Enahoro
as early as 1957 even.
Enahoro motion for independence now, 1953, and North State independence when practicable. So that is how the nation state derived, on a tripod. Tripod, east, west, north. Or you could say in terms of major tribes, the Igbo nation, Yoruba nation, Hausa Fulani, and then the other minorities, unquote. So the nation was derived on a tripodal foundation. Okay. That nation state that Azikiwe joined, Sardauna joined, Awolowo joined, is different from the nation state there. So that power trajectory has been deflected. Deflected as a result of the activities of 66, right? The coup, counter-coup, the war effort, where Nigeria was carved up into 12 states, subsequently 19 and 36 states. So because of the deflection, you remember you had a wave of militarism all through Africa, from Gamal Abdel Nasser in Egypt, going through North Africa, Ahmed Bembela, Bugiba, down to West Africa, Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, the Olympio brothers in Togo, Maga in Benin. So you had dislocation, total dislocation. military adventurism. So within the Nigerian state itself, the Igbos were not part. They were not on the table during these episodes where Nigerian reconfiguration took place.
Except that they started it in 1966 when Agi Ironsi was the head of state.
Yes, but Agi Ironsi died. Subsequently, the state creation was a war effort to dislodge, to somehow inhibit the Biafran war effort. So from 67 all the way to today, our people were not on the table during the new configuration of the present Nigerian state. So what has happened, what the situation now is that we become a quasi-minority. Because we are a quasi, let me give you a simple example.
Based on the structure, present structure of the country?
Yes, simple. We started a business, table 5 feet high, right? Table 5 feet high, right? You jump 5 feet, you arrive at the table, right? Okay. Others arrived 5 feet. Now that table is 10 feet high, right? For the Igbos to jump for the southeast to jump 10 feet high, you need to give them a hand, an affirmative action. That is all it.
So without what you're saying is that based on the present structure, it will be difficult for the Igbos to rise to the presidency.
Yes, I'm saying southeast. I'm saying southeast. I'm saying there are two options. Either an affirmative action that will lend the Igbo or the southeasterner an opportunity to get up and sit at the table. Because under normal circumstances, because of the engineered quasi-minority status that the Igbo has been placed through a prolonged war of political attrition, right? The Igbo has suffered a war of political attrition. For the Igbo to get to that table, there must be affirmative action. Either that or a conference of ethnic nationalities where the thieves, the Dormers, the Birons, the Igbos, the Yorubas, the Hausa Fulanis, the Nupes, the Shekiris, the Urubus, the Ijaws have to come on equal representation.
That's a kind of a conference, national conference.
Conference.
Let's start with the affirmative action. What do you mean exactly by that?
What I mean by affirmative action is zoning and actual process using zoning methodology to deflect the power trajectory. So it returns to the nation state to which our progenitors agreed to.
That's zoning infused into the constitution.
Doesn't have to. No. Which who is you see that is the basic mistake. That is basic mistake. Who is going to infuse it into the constitution? You see, the guys that were in a federating units, right? Mutually exclusive units. What the Igbo will get, the Yoruba will lose, right? What the Yoruba will get, the Igbo will lose.
It's a zero-sum game.
Zero-sum game. So how are they going to accept? You don't even have the numbers for the constitutional amendment. You don't. The easiest way to run away from a problem in this country is to go to constitution. Because constitutionally you can't. We just went through constitutional amendment. Everything that came through for FCT was thrown away. Right? Everything that came through for gender parity and gender empowerment was thrown away. Right? Because the guys who have the advantage, they're not going to stop. It's a race.
Now, let's consider the second option you talked about.
Yes.
The national conference option.
Yes.
The agitation has been on for some time.
Yes.
We saw semblance of it that wasn't fully implemented. And now agitations for anyone to come up.
Yes. You see, you can't talk about zoning anymore. The offices have been inherently and naturally zoned. Right? They've been automatically zoned. Those who have the powers, those who have gained advantage over the years, have utilized the advantages. The option now is for a conference. Let all the ethnic nationalities come to the table and reconfigure Nigeria to what our fathers had in mind when they joined the nation state. Nigeria is not an accidental nation. Right? People join Nigeria based on 40 years, 50 years from now, this is where our sons and daughters will be. Right? That projection did not happen because of the activities of 66, 67. Therefore, we need a reconfiguration based. If you're talking about justice, he who comes to equity must come with clean hands. Right? If not, the agitation will continue. the confusion will continue. The disquiet. For you to have lasting peace in the land, there must be justice. We don't need to keep begging zone to us. Zone. No. Reconfigure.
Now,
make it equal.
Yes,
level playing field.
That reconfiguration you said may not be possible by a constitutional
No,
means.
it will not.
I'm thinking of the legal basis for this national conference. The legal basis, what will be the role of the National Assembly in all this?
Yes. What is the legal basis for the constitution? People get together. We'll get together, agree. Conference of ethnic nationalities based on equality. We agree. When we now agree, we now put it for legislation. But to legislate ab initio will not work. We will not work. After all, we once had doctrine of necessity in this country, right? Was it in the constitution? Right? We had doctrine of necessity.
So a similar thing?
Yes. So it's an exigency. It's a necessity.
That is, if the present structure of the National Assembly, you rightly said, is resistant to change, will it also pass this legislation of being a product of the National Conference?
The present structure of the National Assembly is skewed. It is skewed. It is a product of machinations that they excluded the Southeast, that reconfigured us into a minority. That is why each electoral period we have to beg for zoning. Give us a level playing field. Equality in terms of states. Equality in terms of local government. Then let's go play. Based on equality.
Yeah, what I'm saying is that the product of the National Conference will still come to the National Assembly. And the numbers are not there.
No, we would have had an agreement before that. We would have had an agreement before that. In the interest of the nation. We would have had an agreement before that.
What form of agreement?
By the ethnic nationalities. Each Nigerian comes to the table from somewhere. We all have addresses. Whether you're Tiv or Yoruba, you're Shekiri, you're Yoruba. Let all the nationalities come together, sign an agreement, then their representatives in the assembly will legislate on it.
So
that is the only
compelled. They will see reasons because it's a national agreement.
Yes.
They will have no other option.
If you're talking about true justice in this country, it must happen. If it does not happen in our lifetime, it's going to happen in the lifetime of our children. You cannot continue a doctrine of dichotomy. Dichotomy of those who are born to rule and those who are born to serve. It can't happen. It can't happen. The Nigerian citizenship must be equalized. The second-class citizenship is untenable. Right? Right? It's untenable. Those who serve at the master's table will one day need to sit at the master's table to be served too. That is the only justice that is left.
Turn by turn, Nigeria Limited. Yes. Apologies to the Lagos PDP chieftain Olabode. But this equality, did it exist prior to the military interventions? You mentioned the
yes. Remember I told you. Yes. Okay. Look at Clifford Constitution, 1922, gave those who had £100 the right to vote. 1946 Richard's Constitution brought it down to £50, and that was how two Nigerians emerged in the Executive Council: Adeyemo Alakija and Bankole Rhodes. Right. It was Governor General Bodilon that now said East, West, North. And in terms of House of Representatives, it was, I believe it was 34, and double that. There was a conflict in 1946 where the North demanded equalization. It was based on that the Richard's Constitution came out. Based on that, McPherson. And after the inaugural motion for independence, there was also unrest in the North. Hence, the Little Constitution. Even when you're talking about the pre-independence Constitution, there was also a secession clause, right? It was Azikiwe that pressured, that made secession clause was removed. So Nigeria, yes. So we're not here by accident. Our fathers negotiated for a Nigeria, right? A Nigeria for their sons and for their forebears. That is not the Nigeria you have today. Nigeria you have today has been refigured, whereby some have become second-class citizens. And I'm saying that the unrest, the restiveness will continue. Will continue. The system as it is now is untenable.
Okay.
He who comes to equity must come with clean hands.
We'll go on a break. When we come back, we'll look at that restiveness you mentioned and how it could be curtailed in the meantime, not minding, of course, the long-term effect, which he says should be the solution. Remember, this program is interactive. Welcome your tweets, our Twitter feeds on the screen. Stay with us as we go on this break.
Did you know that AIT's social media handles have all changed? If you are one of the millions of our followers on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, this is introducing to you AIT's new official and rebranded social media handles. Like or follow us now on our Facebook page, Official AIT Live. If you're on Twitter, switch to our new handle at Official AIT Live and activate the notification button to get breaking news and updates on the go. For exclusive short videos and photo news, follow our Instagram account at Official AIT Live. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Official AIT Live, and enjoy live streaming of news and your favorite programs, where you can also watch our broadcast materials at your own convenience. Note that Official AIT Live is the only authentic social media profile name with all the handles on our website ait.live, with a notification prompt to accept and receive breaking news and updates on the go. Log on to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube platforms on your smartphone, tablet device, laptop, and desktop to follow us now. AIT.live. On air, online, online.
My guest has been Professor Echimero Kennamani, sitting senator and former governor of Enugu State, who talked a bit on the structure of Nigeria, which he believes is skewed, and he is insisting that the pre-independence agreement must be restored to really get the country going and functioning again. Of course, the absence of that has brought up agitations, restiveness, some will say, across Nigeria. Some say every part feels marginalized, and they are using different means to indeed express their resentment over that issue. We have a problem based on this distortion of the original situation. How do we begin to, in the interim, redress that?
Okay. We have, in Nigeria, we have problems on several fronts. One is poverty, national transformation, youth bulge, youth restiveness, critical infrastructure, right? A gap crisis, and a failed expectation framework. These problems are accentuated. They're accentuated, right? Under a normal condition, these problems would have been handled easily, but because of the restiveness, because of the injustice, because of the abandonment of the social contract, because of the non-governance, these problems are accentuated. Look at population dynamics. 1938, I believe, 1950, Nigeria population was 38 million. Presently, our population is ballpark 200 million. By the year 2030, we expect our population to be 236 million. And by 2050, we expect our population to be 410 million.
When be the fourth largest nation in
third largest from 7. Populated. Okay, so if you look at population dynamics, you find out that this population increase is within the age 15 to 65, the active population, not the dependent, less than 15 or 65. That is what is defined as the youth bulge. Okay. The experience of the youth bulge, other countries like India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, China have also gone through youth bulge. If a country can take economic advantage of the youth bulge, if enabling environment is provided, like health, education, skill acquisition, creativity, information technology, land, factors of production, entrepreneurial loans, agri-credit schemes. A country can use this to take advantage of the youth bulge. Hence, the country derives demographic dividend, right? where a country refuses to provide an enabling environment to accommodate youth, this youth bulge, you're going to have youth restiveness. You're going to have social irritability. You're going to have vulnerability to indoctrination. And then you have communal violence, religious violence, interreligious violence, intertribal violence.
Which are actually prevalent in the current situation.
That is the demographic bomb.
And we need to deal with them. Some of them are separatists in nature, like in the Southeast, we have the Biafra agitation.
Injustice. Okay. Biafra agitation. Okay. Well, we talked about youth resting. We talked about youth bulge. We talked about unemployment. Unemployment rate 2015 was about 4.3%. Now it's almost 33.
Push it up to 35,
right?
yeah.
Okay, 33%.
The present
the nation is a detonation. Almost 40 trillion in debt. Look at the dollar exchange, rising over 600. Right? So you see, look at the gap crisis, massive inequality, where you have geographical inequality, you have gender inequality, you have economic inequality. You know, when you talk about poverty, you have absolute poverty and relative poverty. Absolute poverty is where there's total lack, where you cannot fulfill your basic needs, which is food, water, shelter, education, safe drinking water. That is absolute poverty. And you know that absolute poverty does not change no matter the GDP, no matter the economic advancement. If you look at the early millennial years, the year 2000 upwards, Nigerian per capita growth rate was about 7%, right? Yeah, poverty jumped from 69 million in 2004 to about 120 million in 2010, with 44% increase in millionaires. So the problem is there's a gap crisis. While the few are getting richer, the majority are getting poorer. And of course, failed exploitation framework. Look at our constitution, 14.2a, that talks about we are a sovereign nation and the government derives its power through the constitution. 14.2b, that says that the welfare and security of the people, right, is the main business of government. But there's a failed social contract, right? The government has failed to fulfill, right? In exchange for power, give us A, B, C, D. Remove poverty, provide employment, reduce inequality, provide critical infrastructure, make us safe, provide a strong security architecture, right? So there's a failure of the social contract. That failure of the social contract is accentuated in the Southeast, that inequality by the Biafran agitation. Accentuated in the Niger Delta due to pollution, due to ecological degradation, acid rain. In the north, Boko Haram, northwest, ISWAP, Fulani herdsmen, local terrorism, so-called banditry. Are you following?
Okay, now, on top of all this demography you talked about that is pro-youth, is an ASU strike that has been on for months now. Are you concerned that the gap, relative deprivation gap you talked about may widen? I just got a case of a university student in my village who was killed by armed robbers while engaging in a small activity while in away time because